Yay! 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 You gonna say anything?
Oh, this is the show.
This is the show.
You were playing around on the board.
No, this is the show.
Wow.
Hey!
I didn't know we were rolling.
You know, I figure I have been the first one to talk in the last, 20 episodes, so I was like, I'm going to punt to Mo.
If you knew me...
I'm going to kick off to start the second half.
If I knew you were punting, I would have felt better off about it.
Well...
Guess not.
I pinned you deep.
I have to say, though, I can keep hearing that. Our intro, I still love that little jingle, that little tune.
When I go back and listen to the old season 1 episodes, which I do.
Yeah, I do too.
And I've been making them more enhanced audibly, going back, remastering some of the old ones, just because it's
Remastered.
Well, if you listen to the show now, it sounds really good.
I know, you go on and on about this, I know.
It used to, I only blame you for the first episode sounding like shit, because you were like, let's yell into a laptop. And then the other ones, I brought in other microphones, and some of them still sound like shit compared to this. I mean, this is a real setup now.
This is a true setup.
Professional.
A professional
setup.
Yeah.
But the first, dozen or so episodes, we were tinkering with music. Some of them were great. Some of them were not.
The equipment far exceeds the content.
No, I think it's the other way around, man. I think
we have great equipment now. Everything catches up. Now the bar is low.
I think it's the other way around.
Aww.
The content far exceeded the equipment back then. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
That first episode, highly entertaining. If you haven't listened to it, go back and do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do we have Christmas music to play or?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
My favorite Christmas song.
Ding, ding. That's my jingle bells.
Ho, 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 ho. 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 Ho.
What'd you call me?
Ho.
Okay. So look, we're 10 days out for Christmas. Been a very it kind of came really quickly.
It always does. People always seem surprised about this, but Christmas time rolls up on you so fast. You're like, oh, it's December 1st. I have plenty of time. Holy moly, I'm like a week out.
It's so weird because this is it's I guess the second half of 2020 is how I'm looking at it. But the end of 2021. 2020 took forever. Forever.
Yeah.
2021, that just went by. Boom.
Snap of a finger.
Snap of the finger. It's just really intriguing to me. The whole, what's the phrase? Time is in the eye of the beholder or something like that?
That's beauty.
That's beauty?
Yeah.
What is time? Not the time flies when you're having fun, because this year was shit still.
Keeps rolling like a river.
Well, no, that's different.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
What's the phrase? I'm thinking of a phrase. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so time is in the eye of the beholder, and I beheld a quick year. It's just so weird how time is such a constant, but it's all perception at the same time.
Wow, you're getting deep this morning.
I know, man. I was just thinking about it because I'm just like, dude, it's the end of the year. It felt like it was just New Year's, and then it felt like it was just the shutdown in last March.
Yeah,
and then I'm just like, no, it's been almost two years since then.
It's crazy. It's how fast it's all been going.
Wild.
But you know what? Time moves pretty fast. Every once in a while, you got to stop and take a look around.
Oh, Jesus, you're quoting again. This is
at least mine are legit quotes, not
time is in the eye of the beholder. Listen, we're doing a show in the morning. All right,
audio trademark on that one.
Okay, done.
That's a T-shirt right there. Time is in the eye of the beholder.
That's fine. Put it in the store. We'll put it in the store next to the hot sauce. So I promise, we're not going to talk about food in this episode.
You just talked about hot sauce.
We're not going to talk about hot sauce in this episode.
We just did.
We can pitch it. You can buy our hot sauce. It's really good. It's really flying off the shelves, guys.
It is. We're going to have to place another order pretty soon.
I think so. All the flavors are going pretty well.
Yeah.
So, but we're not here to talk about food. Our entire last episode was about nothing but food.
And then the one before that was a lot about food.
So Thanksgiving, a lot about food. So we're not going to talk about food.
Yeah, because I'm hungry. I don't want to talk about food.
Yeah, well, you haven't eaten yet today.
No.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that.
But we're recording at 6:30 in the morning, which is weird.
In Hawaii.
Yeah, okay, fair.
If you had something to follow up with a joke or a shtick on that one, I would have been like, oh, let's keep going with it.
Too early to have any shtick.
So Christmas time, people get really festive. People donate a lot. I have one problem with donations. When it's the big box store donation. You go to whatever TJ Maxx and it's like, would you like to round up your 50 cents and donate that?
Yeah, you have a problem with that?
I have a big problem with that.
Wow, do tell.
I want the write-off.
On the 50 cents?
If I'm donating just anything. I looked up, this got me to thinking. I looked up, like, I'm charitable. I donate a lot.
Yes, you do.
You know.
Yes, you do.
And this big box stores, they get these giant, massive donation write-off things for all these things that they do for whatever is
they're putting forth the effort to collect the money and do their thing.
Is it putting forth the effort? It's a press of a button.
Well, they've got to teach their people how to do it. They've got to put it in the system. They've got to promote it in some way and follow up that their people are promoting it in some way. Look, they're putting forth their effort in their own way. They're having their customers show some love to something else. I think it's great that they want to do that.
Do you usually contribute to those things?
I feel like I have to.
See, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I donate on my own time. There are causes that I believe in. Some of the causes that they have at these are just stupid.
Okay.
Right. Like,
such as?
I don't know, something about hungry kids. But it's like if but people are so passionate about their own things,
Everyone
right?
is. Everyone has their own thing.
And I don't know. I can't think of a specific example, but I know I've seen it before where it's just like, would you like to donate to this cause? And I'm just like, you know what? I really wouldn't.
And you don't know what that cause even is sometimes.
I always vet my donations and charities. I like to know who's getting the money.
Sure.
Right. The donate to the Red Cross. You've been seeing this a lot because there's those tornadoes, right? Donate to the Red Cross for relief efforts. And it's like, that's not all going. If I knew every cent from my dollar was going to a family that just lost their house, I'm all for it.
Well, you can drive down there and hand somebody cash, but in order to process and have, the thing is, in order to process and keep these things going, it takes money to maintain the operation. Now, the problem is when those operations have
salaries.
Ridiculous,
that's the problem.
Yeah. And across the board, don't forget, I used to work for a large nonprofit. Now I work for a small local nonprofit. But the large nonprofit,
you're getting paid equal shit at both.
I got paid far more for the national nonprofit.
Oh yeah.
There was big dollars in that, and it was a larger staff, and there's a larger overhead on the regional, divisional, and national and international overhead. There's a lot of money you're paying in for them to have a big building somewhere and to do big telethons.
They need big buildings.
They don't, but they have them, and this is what they've done over the years. So
they don't need them. That's the thing. They don't need it. You don't need them.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
So that's why those organizations are.
It's difficult when you look at people that say, "Well, I want all my money to go to that family." It's really difficult unless you have a group. Like a great example of how it's done properly is our friends at Help Our Military Heroes. Just to give them a free shout for Lori.
Free shout out to Help Our Military Heroes. Hold on, let me do it without butchering. Blah 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 blah. Free shout out to our friends at Help Our Military Heroes.
Lori and her gang over there, they all volunteer their time.
Yep.
There is not one paid person on staff, and every dollar goes to a vehicle they can modify for an injured veteran.
Oh, you don't have any legs? Here's a van. It's ridiculous, those vans.
They're amazing.
Yeah. You don't have any arms? You can still drive a van. Like, what?
$100,000 to $120,000 to $150,000 vehicle.
It's insane. That's a charity I can get behind.
And have. And we have.
Yeah.
Both of us have. And I get that, and that's amazing. But unfortunately, when you get to some of these other charities, like when I worked for MDA, and I'll say it right out there, MDA has a lot of overhead for reason, because it's got research that has to be done. It can't go directly to the families.
Sure.
It costs money to put on events that you can raise more dollars for. So it's hard to see. I hate to say it because I just watched Moneyball, so that's in my head. Where's the dollar I pay for soda on the field? It's hard to see. But it's there. And while I love those organizations, like Help Our Military Heroes, I also understand that when St. Jude's put theirs out with Stop and Shop, that, hey, they can raise a ridiculous amount of money for St. Jude's and help that out, although there may be some overhead involved. You just have to be careful about the nonprofits you pick. Like you said, vet those nonprofits.
Gotta vet them.
So you know that, hey, look, 75% of this is overhead. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Every nonprofit has to put out their numbers. It has to be published. So take a look at your nonprofits.
There you go. So
that's my tip.
So there's your tip for the day. So if you haven't vetted the fake Santa on the street with the ringing bell with the bucket,
yeah,
I'm
Salvation
sure
Army.
There's got to be a million fake ones out there.
I'm sure.
There's got to be.
I'm sure.
There's gotta be.
Sure some steal that Salvation Army bucket with the sticker right on it.
And Santa Claus would not ask for money.
No.
Why are they They should put Jesus out there instead of Santa.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Jesus supposedly is out there to help people.
Yeah.
That was his whole thing.
But couldn't he make?
Well,
a
maybe
miracle?
not white Jesus, but the real Jesus was out there to help people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Santa Claus. It's difficult because it's such an iconic. You can't put Frosty the Snowman out there because kids be freaked out by a talking snowman.
Not if it was Olaf. If it was Olaf, hey, if Olaf was asking for money, I bet they would do better.
But how do you do that when making his mouth move? I mean, it's difficult. And Olaf is only like 3 feet tall. Like the Olaf that we had, one of our events recently,
God, this
was like
was
a
stupid.
6.5 foot, 7 foot Olaf.
We did an event because obviously Mo here, being Santa Claus, we do an event every year where kids get to meet him. It's a great event. And we do it in a very special way, but we don't need to talk about that. You can go to SantaClausCompany.com and figure it out for yourself.
Shout out.
If you buy a video on SantaClausCompany.com and you use code BAR-IS-LOW, you're going to get 25% off. I just came up with that. You're shocked.
Wow.
You're shocked I'm giving a discount.
Wow.
25% off.
He doesn't give discounts, folks.
No. I think
And what's great about the videos we do them.
Liz already bought hers, so we don't have to worry
great.
about losing money there.
That's great.
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks, Liz. But what's great about these is the videos that we do are high quality videos that are international. It's what's great about somebody who might be in. We've done videos for people in England and in Paris and
Eastern Europe, even.
yeah. I mean, they're everywhere.
Bulgaria.
Oh, Bulgaria, Romania.
We haven't done any videos for Romania yet.
Well, let's get on that.
Okay.
Use discount code Romania for 25% off.
25% off rupees. Do they have rupees? What do they use out there?
It's euros.
I guess it would be
It's
euros.
just euros, buddy.
that whole EU thing. I'm sure they still have rupees just
Yeah.
lying around, right?
Might be some kicking around.
Well, I mean, even when England was in the EU, they used the pound.
Sure.
Still, I'm guessing there's rupees.
It's kind of weird. Do you utilize multiple forms of currency when you walk into a store? Like, could you? I'm just curious.
I mean, I don't think you can mix and match in one transaction,
Maybe you can.
but I wouldn't see any reason why not.
Yeah. Of course, we have no reason to have any knowledge of this whatsoever.
Yeah. Hey Siri, what kind of money do they use in Romania?
The Romanian leu is the currency of Romania.
The leu.
Leu.
All right. So if
Okay.
you're a prostitute, you get laid with leu. Is that what's happening?
I don't
I
really
kind of
know.
like. Hey Siri, what is the Romanian word for prostitute?
I can't translate into Romanian yet.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Well, maybe we have a listener in Romania that can tell us that answer for you and tell us how much it might cost. I don't know.
We've had a Bulgarian cult following for years.
Yeah, I don't know if we still do.
I don't know. We have to check the map. We got to upgrade and check the map again.
Yeah.
If you happen to live in Eastern Europe, you should call the show.
6317.
No.
Wait a minute.
Country code first.
Oh.
+1.
6317 Mike Mo. That's Mike with a Y. Give us a call it. +1 6317 Mike Mo.
Do they have letters over there on their phones though in the same way? I don't think so.
I don't know.
No. They wouldn't have our alphabet over there in Eastern Europe, especially where there's a
valid
Cyrillic
point.
alphabet. So you got to press +1
Okay.
6317 695366.
That is so not the right cadence for a phone number.
6317 695366.
Much better.
Okay.
Much better. Well done.
Speaking
Let's see
of which,
if that works.
Yeah, let's see if that's worked for anybody else. If we have a call, yeah, we got one.
It's Liz. When I got my condo, it didn't have a dishwasher, but I was told I was able to
You are the dishwasher.
Wow.
Next question.
Wow.
Jesus didn't give you hands, Liz? Just a couple bungee cords.
Poor Liz.
Well, I'm just saying, the dishwasher, that's a first world problem right there.
It is. Let her finish her story.
Hey guys, it's Liz. When I got my condo, it didn't have a dishwasher, but I was told I was able to install one. So I went ahead and purchased the condo, and I was just wondering, when you guys move, or even in the homes that you have now, like what was something that you absolutely had to have and was a deal breaker if you weren't able to get it? Or what's something that you want to get still that you haven't put in just yet? Love you guys. Bye.
So I can help you with the dishwasher, Liz. I have one from an old apartment that's the one on wheels.
She said she just bought one.
Well, if you want to return that one, I can sell you mine really cheap. So
I just threw mine away, my wheeled one, when we renovated our kitchen.
I love the wheeled one. That was an awesome little piece of equipment for a small... You remember my giant kitchen in a place I used to live at didn't have one. It snapped right into the sink.
Yeah.
And the thing was awesome.
Yeah, I was working with that with yours. Except we just renovated our kitchen this last year.
Yeah. But as far as what in my home, washer dryer is critical.
Gotta
have that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
going to
deal
make
breaker.
the trip.
That's a deal breaker.
It
That
is.
right there is a deal breaker.
It is. I've lived in places that have the coin op on like a different level, and then you got to wonder about when you're going to have quarters, and it's just a pain in the tuchus.
Right.
Tuchus.
Huh.
But as far as things I need to have, I mean, dishwasher is really nice to have.
Yeah. Electricity. You need
Electricity,
that. Yeah.
water.
Yeah, you need water.
Yeah. I'd say I'd give her a C+ on the call.
Yeah. Electricity and water is all I need. So the house that we own, it was built in 1790, which, unless you're an idiot, you realize that was before,
Idiot.
electricity and water in a house. Yeah. So my house, we've been renovating for years. We moved in, no insulation, a galley kitchen with literally one light bulb on the far wall, right?
Yeah.
Which is why we just renovated our kitchen. It was not comfortable by any means. We renovated, we got it up there. So that's what I'm saying.
Did you increase the height in the kitchen?
Yes.
Ceiling.
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I almost banged my head on the ceiling in your kitchen. I definitely in the doorway.
Yeah. So
But I haven't seen the new kitchen because you haven't invited me over to see it.
some point in time, you'll get the invitation. We're still working on stuff.
You'll always be working on stuff.
The electricity is getting upgraded today.
Fantastic.
Right? So there's
Good for you.
So there's that. It's almost 2022, and I am now a generator guy. Let's go. Bring on the storm. I was going to say tornado,
don't say that.
but I didn't want that.
Don't call for that.
Bring on the nor'easter. I want the 5 feet of snow overnight, knocking out power. I love a winter power outage. I'm sorry. I love a winter power outage. Yeah. Liz, your question sucked. We're moving on. So I love a winter power outage.
Yeah.
And here's why. I got a wood burning stove.
Yeah.
Right. If the power goes out, like during a summer storm, you're screwed. You got food in the freezer and in the fridge, and it's a race against the clock.
Right.
Which is where the generator really comes into play. Now, if it's wintertime, it's like, oh no, I'm just going to drag my chest freezer outside, pop the top, and the whole world's a freezer.
Right.
Come wintertime.
It's a lovely place we live in.
Yeah. Except in January when it's like, oh, I'm going to be 60 degrees this week.
We get some weird shifts on a day. I mean, there's an old saying: if you don't like the weather in New England, give it 5 minutes.
Give it 5 minutes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the Connecticut. That's how we operate here.
Yeah.
But I like, you can get nice and snug and cozy during a power outage.
Don't look at me like that when you talk about getting snug and cozy.
I was looking up into the corner.
You were staring into my eyes. It was really awkward.
I was looking through your eyes. I was like, I was
no soul.
No, I was like, ooh, he kind of resembles a tauntaun. How do I nuzzle in there? How do I get warm?
We need to find a way to put a Star Wars reference in every single show. That's what we need to do. That's my challenge to you right now.
I guarantee you, I can force them all into every show.
Don't burn them all now.
No, I definitely won't. But the you can get warm and cozy. You can get into blankets. You can put on a fire. You can, still have a cup of hot cocoa and enjoy a power outage.
Do you drink that much cocoa? Everybody talks about the cocoa, but do you really drink much cocoa?
I got 2 kids, yeah.
No, do you? I mean, the kids do.
No, we make cocoa.
All the time?
Not all the time, but at least once a week.
Wow.
At least.
It's a lot of cocoa.
Yeah.
Do you do the Swiss Miss packets, or do you...
No.
Knowing you have like this stash of Belgian chocolate that's done a certain way with your own crafted marshmallows that you probably made from scratch that are so good.
I am more than fine popping open a $1 bag of sweatshop marshmallows.
Okay.
But my chocolate, not Belgian, it's actually Mexican chocolate.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mexican chocolate.
Mexican chocolate.
Really?
They know how to make some chocolate down there.
I did not know that the Mexican culture was known for their chocolate.
And vanilla.
Chocolate.
And vanilla.
Okay.
The Mexican vanilla is better than Mexican chocolate. But we're not talking about food today.
No, but we drifted right into that, didn't we?
We tend to lead with our bellies on this show. So the power outage in the summertime, though, it sucks. There's
Yeah.
no air conditioner. It could be 95 degrees outside. It gets hot and sweltery.
Here's my question for
Yeah.
you, though. Did you have air conditioning as a kid in your house all the time?
We had window units. No, they weren't running all the time because my dad's cheap.
Yeah, here's the thing. My father refused to put air conditioners in the house.
Oh, it
Because
wasn't
it
a money
cost
thing?
too much money.
Ours
Cost-
was
It
just a
costs
money
way
thing.
too much money.
Yeah.
So,
But we
I
had
think
only we had three. We had living room, we had master bedroom. Like my bedroom didn't have air conditioning.
Right.
I'm gonna just put a cot on my parents' floor if I need to sleep in air conditioning.
Did you do that?
No, I would sleep downstairs in the living room.
Right.
And then there was another one in the kitchen, which is adjacent to the living room.
Right.
So that area of the house was nice. And then it was basically just everything on the west end of the house. The east wing sucked. Stay out of the east wing.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
See, the difference for us was I mentioned before, Dad used to own an ice company, and we had this giant, and it's still there in his garage. It's probably 3 foot square exhaust fan. Like it takes up a whole window.
So like
Right in the garage.
It's like if you were painting, this is what you would want to use
Yes.
in your house. Okay.
And it blows out. It doesn't blow in, it blows out. So you would plug in, it would go turn on the fan, turn on the big fan. Mm-hmm. You would plug in the big fan and prop the door open in the kitchen.
To push the hot air out.
To push the hot air out. To pull the hot air out, really. You weren't pushing, you were pulling.
Yeah.
And within 2 to 3 seconds, there was airflow through the whole house. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. There was a breeze all the time because of this exhaust fan. Mm-hmm. Turn on the big fan. Mm. It was amazing that was all we ever had as kids. So you were cold, or if you were warm, go sleep in the basement or something where it's colder. There's no air conditioning. That was such a novelty.
We did the basement thing too. I actually had a bet. If the cops came in, they may have thought that there was some suspicious activity going with my little basement lair. There was like a little TV, all right, and then there was a twin size mattress. It was actually it was on a bed frame, but there was a bed down there.
Yeah.
And then it was like right next to the Y2K stash of cans, because I mean, everyone had a Y2K stash of cans, right? Or
not when I was a kid.
Bomb shelter-esque. No, well, I mean, you didn't have that kind of foresight.
I'm just old.
You didn't have that kind of foresight. No, there was. It didn't have to be Y2K. My dad was terrified of Y2K. It's hilarious. In hindsight, I don't mean to keep ripping on you, Dad, but
Dad doesn't listen to the show.
He might if he knows that we're talking about him.
That's true. Hey, Herb.
Hey. It doesn't have to be Y2K stash, but there was. I'm assuming your dad had a doomsday stash of cans.
No, not Doomsday.
Emergency ration can, not like MRE thing, but you know.
There was a cabinet in the garage that had all the cans of stuff, but we lived a lot that way.
Okay.
Yeah, the difference is to where we were then. I mean, I still remember my father talking about when they first got married, they loved going camping, and they couldn't afford a tent to go camping.
Okay.
They were just scraping by, and he made a lean-to go camping.
Okay.
And they saved up and bought a tent, and then eventually they saved up and bought a pop-up camper.
Oh.
And then they saved up and bought a travel trailer.
Uh-huh.
And then they saved up and bought a Class C with a cab over motorhome. And he always wanted the Class A, but he never got the Class A.
Was this ever a well, there's still time.
There is still time,
Santa
but
Claus.
I've told him at this point, I don't want him driving a 40-foot bus.
No, it's like screw those Lexus commercials. Like Santa rolls in with a giant bow on a bus.
Look, I love him to death, but there's no way he'll be 83 in February. We don't want Dad driving a bus.
Yeah.
I'll pass on that.
You'd pull up. They think you're trying to trick him. Like, why does he want me to get into this bus? It's a trap.
It's a trap. Well, I did it like Arnold voice. That was terrible. That was my
worst
Admiral Akbar is terrible.
ever.
I went to my parents yesterday. We went and got their tree for them. And I got to tell you, the shortage of Christmas trees is no joke.
Well, it's just because you're tall. They're really not that short.
The shortage of quality trees on the market.
Well, it's because China manufacture. Oh, wait.
No.
Oh, okay.
Real trees. I don't understand.
They're not Chinese trees.
They're not.
Yeah.
The place where I normally would go to cut a tree, there was some issue back in 16 or 17, and now those trees are all dead. So you had to make an appointment to go cut a tree at a farm.
Blight. Ooh.
Yeah.
Weird.
And I couldn't get an appointment, so I ended up looking at a couple of local places to sell trees. And I bought one from a local charity, which I support.
There you go.
And
Fuck off, Big Y.
I've never bought a tree from Big Y. Do they sell trees?
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm not supporting your charity of choice.
I love Big Y, though. They're wonderful, and they're very generous. Anyway.
Well, now I'm the asshole.
Yeah, duh. That's always the state. That is the state of affairs for this show. If you didn't know, and this is your first time listening, that's Mike's role. But the tree we got was not a fat tree. Normally, it's a big fat tree for Mom's house.
Well,
and this tree it's lost a ton. It's probably a 7-foot tree, but it can't be wider than this table. So we're talking
like the whole tree.
The width of the tree, the whole tree.
Oh wow!
If it's falling out right now, because it was probably 3 feet wide in diameter.
That's weak.
I was like, this is the best I can find. So
well, because you had to chop it down.
No.
Oh, you didn't chop that one
I
down.
did not chop it down.
Oh, you should have gone where I got my tree.
Well, I was.
My tree is as wide as it is tall. Maybe not as wide, but it's probably.
It's a Ziggy tree.
my tree is only it's like 7 feet tall because we have short ceilings in my house, and then I would probably say, what's this? 5 feet, 4 or 5 feet. Yeah,
your length of your arms is your height. So if that's 5 feet, you're only 5 feet tall. We're both standing here with our arms spread for the podcast. Yeah.
Keep your cloaca on that side of the table, Mo.
Did you know a duck's cloaca is like corkscrew shaped?
I've heard this.
That's weird.
I've heard this.
Stupid things you learn on the bar is low.
You know what else is corkscrew shaped?
Corkscrews?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's keep it right there. We don't need to go down that well, buddy. Because that's not even going down like a path. That's a well. That's just a straight drop down.
That's just falling into the water and hoping someone hears Timmy crying.
Oh, poor Timmy.
Oh, poor Timmy. Well, you know what? If Timmy keeps crying, maybe Stop and Shop will have a little. We'll put him on the check off.
Wow.
Check out. Check off. Check out.
Check out.
Check out.
No one checks off. It's a whole different thing.
Our users are checking off and checking out right about now. I don't know. So we're talking about Christmas a lot. Obviously, buying gifts for people is always, a part of that. But I'm kind of curious, and I know you did your shopping, most of it. I got my shopping out of the way.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite thing you bought for yourself this year?
Oh, good question.
Because it's 2021 pandemic. It's a treat yourself kind of a year.
Is it though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I bought a new I'm making
right now.
signals.
He looks like I'm supposed to snap him the football. Like, said hi, dog, Omaha, Dantooine, hi.
Are you done?
Yes.
I bought a new. God, the
flag on the play.
Alexa.
False start.
Alexa, the little ball.
Oh,
A dot.
the dot.
I bought the 4.
Okay.
And it's got baby Yoda ears to it in a cradle.
That's adorable.
It is, and it's got the time on the front of it that stays lit up. That's my new alarm clock. And I put that in my bedroom, and I bought a lamp to go with it. And it's little things in life, but a little touch lamp that I can plug my phone into. It has a USB port and regular plugs.
Okay.
So now I don't have to worry about like the power strip and bringing the cord. It's just a pain in the tuchus. So
okay.
I use tuchus twice in the show.
This is a tuchus full show.
It is a lot of tuchus.
Yeah.
Whole lot of tuchus.
May the tuchus be with you.
So,
hey, there's the name of the episode. It just comes to us just like that.
But I think that's the best thing I bought for myself because I now set an alarm with it, and there's a daily reminder at 7:30 every morning, which is usually about when I get up. Alexa will say, "Reminder: you should go for a walk today."
Oh,
And I told her to say that, and I'm like, it makes me feel so bad if I don't get up and go for a walk.
I'm totally gonna break into your house at one point and have Alexa I'm just gonna plant some seeds. That's all I can say.
Okay.
It's like, Mo, you should fap it 4 times today.
Oh.
They're like, oh man.
What? What's wrong with you? What's that? No. We need to remove that sound.
It's on the
forever.
sound. No, it's on the soundboard.
I saw you push the button.
It's on the soundboard, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, there's things I can do.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So that was actually me doing it. This is the one on the soundboard.
It's awful. It's awful. we don't. No one wants that.
Yeah.
No one on the show.
Okay,
that listens to the
fine.
show
I'll make
wants
a
that.
different sound that probably plays when you gratify
So,
yourself.
stop.
Oh man.
We don't need to talk about self-gratification.
Or if someone else looks in the window. Oh, whoa! They were applauding at the same time.
Hey, all right.
That didn't work. That
worked out fabulously. That was famously well done,
Oh,
sir.
the bar is so low on
bar
this
is
show.
so low.
It's
It can be
stupid.
raised a little bit from there.
Okay. You already gave a recommendation, right?
I did.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My recommendation would be that at some point I see your kitchen and you make me matzo ball soup.
All right.
That's my recommendation.
That's fine.
I don't think the listeners will care much about that, but
No.
it's only been years that you've been promising me that. And I listened to the Hanukkah show from last year
It was a good. It was a great episode.
where you invited me over to the house and then
Yeah.
rescinded the invitation.
Did I?
Yeah.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, thanks, man. That's great. I was looking forward to it, but
All right. There you go.
yeah.
What's my recommendation? Do I have anything in the Christmas spirit? Yeah. Donate to a charity. Go out, find a charity right now if you don't have one, and make that donation. It's Christmas time. We're all gonna be assholes again come January. So while we're in the giving spirit, it's
Not all, buddy.
It's so weird. Please, it's so weird how it's just like, oh, it's after Thanksgiving. Everyone's nice.
Yeah.
For 5 weeks.
It's so wonderful.
Why can't people do that year round? I don't know.
I don't know.
Everyone out there is just shit.
I mean, I held the door for a lady at the post office this morning.
Yeah.
And she stopped and thanked me for holding the door. And she didn't do the little run up. You know, when you're holding the door for somebody, like, oh, they're holding the door. I should speed up my walk.
She crept.
She kept her pace, which I appreciated. She was an older woman. I appreciate the fact that she kept her pace. Like, I'm standing here for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I like that.
I feel bad when someone feels like they have to run up for the door. It's not that big a deal.
People do that on the crosswalk, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm slowing
I do
down.
that. On the crosswalk, I speed up my pace.
You know what? You have the right of way. That's your crosswalk.
I know.
Share the road.
I am the courteous person, though.
Yeah.
I'm the one who will not take my time. I hate when somebody goes to the crosswalk.
I'm not going to take my time.
When you're both there at the same time and that person walks up to the crosswalk and you pull up to the crosswalk and you both are like, it's a draw here. I don't know who really won this, who got here first.
Tie goes to the runner.
But I give it to the runner.
Yeah.
I give it to the walker. And then that walker doesn't make eye contact, doesn't wave, and just walks slow. That bothers me.
I mean,
That's rude.
Tis the law.
No, it's
Should
just
you be
rude.
thanked for obeying the law?
Not obeying the law. When you're at the same time, it's a questionable call. That's a referee's decision right there.
Yeah, I
When
guess.
you're both there at the same time.
Well, the rule book
But I'm being
says
courteous.
it's the runner.
The rule book, there's no rule there. You walk me.
No, there is. It's a state law. You're a legislator. You should know about this
when
new
you're
law.
in the crosswalk or at the crosswalk.
At the crosswalk.
But if someone is still walking and it's still questionable, like I could still go here. They're not there
how
yet.
far away are we talking? They're 6
not
feet away?
6 feet.
They're 6 feet away?
6 feet.
It depends how fast you're going.
I'm just saying I want that courtesy.
There's a lot of it depends on a lot of things.
I know.
Yes,
I'm aware.
that is a very situational.
I'm saying
thing.
in the situation where it is that call, where it's a rough call. All I'm saying is when the car stops, hey, thanks for doing the right thing. Hey, does it hurt you to wave or to give a nod, give the guy nod to someone to see like, hey, thank you.
It depends. I mean, if it's some like old woman babushka type thing walking, crossing the street, she's got a walker and like a bunch of bags hanging off the walker.
Yeah.
I'll give her a pass if she doesn't wave.
No, I'm just saying.
I'll give her a pass.
What we're saying is that little piece of courtesy doesn't need to disappear
guess.
at Christmas. That can be in
Yeah.
July when that happens and walking across.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 108 years old or if you're 8 years old. Show a little courtesy. Give the
Neither
wave.
of those two people should be crossing the street on their own.
Oh. What if there's no Boy Scout around to help the little old lady cross the street?
That's fine. but not on your own. And then the Boy Scout better wave. He better give you that stupid salute. What is it?
Yeah.
3-finger salute?
Yeah.
I'll give you the 3-finger salute.
Don't give me a 1-finger salute. There's no need for that.
The 3-finger salute.
That's not necessary either.
I just showed Mo the shocker, everybody.
Yeah, he did.
Well, they had to know. It's not a visual medium here.
They didn't need to know at all.
All right, everybody.
Hey, is that our Christmas show?
I guess.
We mentioned Christmas.
Wait, wrong one.
That is not Christmas-like.
Wrong one. They're both programmed to the same button. I got to switch to the other.
Killing me.
Yeah.
Yay! Yay!